think that, and I was saying this to the crowd at breakfast this morning, there's been a lot of finger pointing, which I just think is disastrous, because we've been learning about this whole thing as we've been going. And the first initial thoughts were, well, and I said this too, that you only needed to wear a mask if you were symptomatic, if you were coughing. And then it changed a little bit differently. The WHO came out 2 weeks ago and said that asymptomatic spread was exceedingly rare. I don't believe that for one instant. Dr. Burks, yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Dr. Burks and I had a discussion like a day or two afterwards about that, and I said, that's bunk. That's bunk, because how would you have spread then?
Exactly.
And so she agreed with me, and we talked about that, and then they did. That's the problem. I'm sorry, WHO has not shown themselves to be a very credible organization through all this. And so, without a doubt, in my opinion, these things do nothing for a little time of each individual virus particle. They're 0.3 0.3 microns in size, and they'll go right through the masks. There's no problem about that. But droplets don't. And droplets are the main form when you aerosolize virus. When you and I talk, if you go up to a window and breathe on it, it's not individual little microbes that go there. It's droplets. And so they do keep droplets in. And so they have been shown that it can decrease the spread of the virus. It's part of the whole thing of social distancing, washing hands, and doing all those things. It's one piece of the puzzle. I personally think that people should wear them. I wore a mask for 30 years in the operating room. I'm used to them. I know they're scratchy and they're bothersome, and I forget them sometimes. It's just part of human nature, because it's not something that we put on like our watch or something. And so, I don't think that they should be mandated. And my rationale behind that is this: we don't mandate vaccines. We ask that people do that. We start mandating things. I think we start a little bit of a slippery slope here, and I don't think the evidence shows that this virus, the people that we need to protect the most are the ones that are in congregate living settings, the nursing homes and the residential homes and those things. Hands down, everybody should have a mask on there. It should be no question. We should have testing in those nursing homes, which I think is a major flaw in the way the state has handled this pandemic. Major flaw. Because we found out that 2/3 of the deaths are individuals in nursing homes. But out in the general public, I think if you're in an area where there are a lot of folks, you're in closed quarters, you're in long contact with one another, I think it's the right thing to do. I think that the public at this point in time should be educated. They're obviously not educated enough about doing this. We have some people that are upset about this because they feel like it's an infringement upon personal freedom, and I get that, but it's just a mask. Just wear your mask. It's not that hard. You're not protecting yourself. You are truly trying to protect somebody else. And it's concern and welfare for somebody else. And so, truth be told, just buck up and do it, and just help us get through this. It's not going to change. It's not going to make the virus go away, but in the short term, it will definitely, in my opinion, decrease cases. So I hope it doesn't get to the point where we're mandating things on this. I don't think the science tells us that that's what we need to do, but I do think the science tells us that it does decrease the spread.
Let me piggyback on